Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the podcast that's so nice you introduce it twice. A better podcast with the Kenny and Jeff. Playing the role of Kenny is Kenny, but shouting. Playing the role of Jeff is Nathaniel as Jeff.
Wait. What?
Okay, look here, Craig.
How come I keep getting recast? This is bullshit.
No, you're playing Nathaniel, who's playing you.
What? No, I want to play.
You're a
Jeff
character actor, Jeff.
We're not playing a role. This is supposed to be real slice of life. God damn it!
But whose life?
Yes.
Rude. That's rude. Rude.
Yeah. Whatever. I'm rude.
That's real rude.
Sure.
Yes, you're very rude.
Man, fuck you.
Whoa! See, right there, rude.
Man, fuck you, son.
Tell your mother to cuss in the house. Shit!
Shit! I'm telling.
He's
hilarious, Daddy.
Man, fuck you, son.
Man, fuck you, son. He's all mad at his son.
I would be too. Have you seen that kid?
Betrayer!
What is happening, guy? How you doing?
I've gone through a series of tubes. No,
Jeff, you're not on the internet.
Yes, I am actually on the
we
internet
are on
right now. Like, point of fact, Kenny. We are on the internet in so many ways. We are communicating currently over the internet.
Jeff, how do we get out of the internet? I've been on here for
I don't know.
I've been on here since we started the show. I don't know how to get out.
I don't know. How do you get out?
I guess we're just stuck here now.
Yes. I have... I went through several stages, obviously about election night. We were hoping to have a celebratory podcast.
Yes.
And we didn't get one.
Nope. See, I think what the problem is
yes.
with the curse being broken by the Cubs, it had to go elsewhere.
I know, and I was rooting for the Cubs. I feel like I put this on myself.
Yeah, me too.
I'm sorry, everyone. I let you down.
That's fine. I'm used to it.
I'm going to take this one. I'm going to take the heat on this one, guys. I'm going to do it for everybody.
Well, the important thing is, Jeff, that you admit you're wrong and you strive to be better. But I will say this does set us up for what could be a fundamental moment in science. In that, we will find out on January 20th if time travel is real.
Can't they just do that before then? If time travel was real, I feel like they would have killed Trump in the womb.
True, but I think it does beg the question, though. Do you think that with him being president-elect now, that time travel will not happen because he will derail our science progress so bad that we can't develop time travel now?
That, or time travel does happen in the far future, and they use it responsibly to not change the past.
I don't know, man. I'm all
because
for this
I've seen a lot of sci-fi, and it never turns out well. You can't just go willy-nilly through the past going and changing shit.
Well, why not? Why not?
Because it's not...
Worked well in time.
Willy-nilly, damn it!
Worked well in time.
Willy-nilly. Yeah, that's a movie.
That was a great movie. I love me some Van Damme.
Yes. I think the point is that we have to we have just a lot of work to do for the next couple of years.
The point is don't assassinate Trump. Because you think he's bad, his VP is worse.
His VP is worse.
Holy shit. Pence is basically Trump with political clout and a Puritan bent. And he is fucking terrifying as a human being. Although he might
come out as gay. That'd be hilarious.
Have you seen him? He looks like a mannequin. Of course he's gay.
Yeah. What?
I don't know. Just go with it.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either. But no, he strikes me as like every other politician that fights really hard against various forms of gay rights, and then it comes out years later, oh, he was gay the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, I would believe that. Anybody who thinks that shock treatment can cure children of homosexuality is probably homosexual.
Yeah. I just
has a fundamental misunderstanding of science and human physiology.
Or both. Could be both. I wouldn't be surprised if 5 years from now, if there was a story that came out where Mike Pence was caught sucking a dick, I wouldn't be like, oh my god. I'd be like, yeah, it makes sense. Like I would have just no surprise. Put it in his motherfucking mouth.
Motherfucking mouth.
But no, I would not be shocked at all if it came out that that Pence was gay or at least bi.
But I feel like the point now is to press onward and like just look out for each other, because things are going to get a little rough. Things already have gotten a little rough. There's like this huge uptick in racism and things like that, and like the KKK's on a bent, and all these like closet white supremacists are coming out.
They're going to have a victory parade in North Carolina. Like that. Like really.
Yeah, just rub it in, dude. So just look out for each other. You know what I mean? Like, there's a really good web comic that's getting circulated from a French Middle Eastern author. That's sort of like how to. She wrote how to handle like someone who's being attacked, like being accosted by a racist.
Mm-hmm.
And step one is basically to the key to it is to ignore the attacker.
Mm-hmm.
And so step one is to go over and sit down and engage with the person who's being attacked. So with the victim. So just ignore the attacker and just sit down and introduce yourself. Hi, my name is Jeff. How you doing? And then just start talking about whatever. Talk about a movie you just saw. Talk about what your sister's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about whatever. Just engage them in a conversation that has nothing to do with what's happening right then and there, and continue to ignore the attacker. And if things do escalate or they appear to be uncomfortable, invite them somewhere. Like, hey, do you want to go grab a cup of coffee real quick? It's on me, or something like that. And then and get them out of there.
Yes.
And then once the attacker is gone, or you two have gone away from the attacker, that's when it's time to ask them, are you going to be okay? Do you want me to stay with you? Do you want me to be here while you call somebody, or want me to just go? And then respect whatever their wishes are. Because for them, I mean, it's like that the adrenaline in the realization of what they've gone through, what will happen likely immediately after the attack is over, not during.
Yeah. They're gonna be in shock for a minute.
Yeah, and so but if they want to be left alone, because it's also, I would imagine I would be pretty embarrassed. Like a stranger just had to help me out a little bit there because someone was being, yeah. Anyway, so so sometimes maybe they want to be left alone, which is fine. Just do whatever they say and respect their wishes in that regard. And but obviously if they want you to stick around while they call a friend and have someone pick them up or something like that, that's great. Do your thing. And I'm sure, especially if you live where I live, if you have to if you end up going to work late that day because of that and things like that, like any boss that would nail you for that, I'm sorry, but wow, dude. And,
yeah, it's kind of, it sounds like something people in my state would do.
Yeah, well, probably, but also maybe I feel like we're gonna have to take the hit for each other right now. Whatever plans you made, and don't assume that someone's gonna do it for you. If you see it happen, just get up and do it.
Yeah.
Don't be that person. That's the best part about this, is that we all get to be the people we want to be in the face of such adversity.
But only so many of us can be Batman, Jeff.
Everyone can be Batman.
True. In fact, you just walk around the cowl, they'll probably leave you alone.
One of the things I took away from that documentary that I saw about I forget what it's called, but I really liked it. It was about just people using Batman in their daily lives as a source of inspiration and stuff like that. They covered Bat-Kid and the guy who dressed up as Batman and in his Lamborghini Murcielago or whatever, and would go and see kids in hospitals and stuff like that. How
sadly passed away.
He did pass away, but someone else has taken up the mantle.
Nice.
Luckily.
So we have a Dick Grayson.
Oh yes, only he's less reluctant. But the biggest takeaway I took from that movie was the idea of you need to be your own Batman.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
You can't expect someone to come over and save you. So you can't expect that someone will go and save someone else. You have to be that person.
Exactly.
Whether it's just for you or for somebody else or both. Be your own Batman, folks.
BYOB.
Exactly. It's what Batman would want if
It's
he were
true.
real. And he's real in all our hearts.
He's not real.
He's. I love how in my mind Batman is Jesus.
Well,
he's
I
real
mean,
in your heart, Kenny.
they both help the poor selflessly. They have a band of followers.
Yes.
And they like to hang out with hookers.
They both use their hammers of justice to defeat evil. No, wait, that's not Jesus.
Well, one hammer is more literal than the other. And they both hide in the shadows and arrest criminals.
Huh?
Yep. I like to take the approach to these people that the Jim Carrey approach, where you hug them until they're very uncomfortable. So if you see one of these people giving someone of color or an immigrant a hard time, just go up and hug the assailant until they just feel really uncomfortable and leave.
I do not recommend that.
I recommend that if you're someone my size.
That might escalate the situation. Let's not do that.
Well, I mean, for me, if I were doing that to someone, and then someone who's like 6'1", like 300 pounds, came up and started hugging me, I probably would just leave because I'd be like, I don't know what's going on now. But if someone like came up to me that was like 5 foot tall and did that, I would probably hit them. So if you meet the height requirement, go for it. Is my advice. But yeah, I mean, it sucks a lot, like a real lot. Like I was listening to NPR this afternoon, and they were talking to some caller on the phone, and they asked him like, if he was happy about Trump being elected. It's like, oh, who wouldn't be? And I'm like, well, if you're a person of color, if you're disabled, if you're gay, part of the LGBT community, if you're an immigrant, you probably aren't very stoked about it.
I mean, we caused this to happen, though.
Oh, absolutely.
By just like there's like we're so divided politically these days. There's no discourse. Neither side is willing to talk to the other one, like because we both have that attitude. We would say like, why would you vote for Trump? And our side would say who would, and then their side would say who wouldn't.
Yeah.
It's like we're so like on opposite ends of the spectrum all the time now, and there's nobody. We're not willing to reach across to each other and figure out, well, why do you have that point of view, and here's why I have my point of view.
Yeah.
And like find a middle ground, and through dialogue and discussion, that's the best way to go. And I know it's frustrating because we want to be right. We want to try and we want to argue. We're programmed these days to argue, but like a discussion is more appropriate.
Well, I mean, part of it too is like with the things that Trump was spouting. Like there were certain things in it that people just weren't listening to. Like if you like live in the Rust Belt, Midwest, where your jobs are gone because you used to work in a factory and that's gone. You're not making any money anymore because your good job is gone. Like you're hearing these horrible things he's saying, but then he'll say something about bringing jobs back, and that's what you latch onto, and you don't care the other things he's saying because you're like, oh, I need a job. He's talking about jobs. I'm going to pay attention to that. Like you're like the horrible things he said about women, like that doesn't affect you because that's not a job. Like you can't work with that. Like, so, and I think part of the problem too is to counter that the Democrats put out a very Washington elite person in Hillary Clinton, who people didn't want to listen to that were living in those areas because she wasn't talking about the things that they wanted to hear about. And every time she slammed him for the things he was saying, all they heard was he's not a politician. He's not a politician. He's not a politician. So,
I mean, I feel like we obviously we said this before, but like I feel like Bernie Sanders would have been a stronger candidate.
Oh, absolutely.
But we chose the one we chose.
Yeah.
So this is it.
Oh, absolutely.
There's problems with the system, obviously, as well. But like this is democracy.
Yeah.
This is the way it is. And sometimes you lose, and you got to take that on the chin. You got to deal with the consequences, and then you move on from there.
Yeah.
You do better next time. Just like what this podcast is about, Kenny. See how I circled this back to us? Kenny, we're ahead of the curve.
Jeff, we are the curve.
We are the curve. We're fucking trailblazers. We blaze trails. and come January 1st in California, we blaze.
I thought that wasn't happening until 2018.
No! Oh, well. I can wait another year.
I'm sure you'll be fine. Well, you can blaze up January 1st, 2018. Celebrate.
And will pot be legal in California? It already finished.
Well, I'm sure as soon as that passed, everyone was Googling that.
Yeah. Like when, what day, what exact time and date, said America, when they said all of California when the news came in about who won. What exact date? Yes, when will I be able to walk into a store and buy it? Likely not until 2018. The state has a lot of regulations to get through. Yes. Okay.
But it's going to happen, within the next couple of years. But yeah, as you're saying, like, this is our president now. It sucks, but we have to deal with it. And we have to work in some capacity to get through these next 4 years until he is out of office. Yes. So,
or sooner, which is still possible.
That's right. I guarantee you, at some point between now and January 20th, 2021, I guess would be, he is going to have some kind of scandal and probably going to be impeached.
Well, he's going to court for Trump University in December.
Mm-hmm. And child rape.
Well, that actually got dropped.
Has that gotten dropped?
I think she backed. I read she backed out of it.
Well, I heard that she was going to reveal herself, but then backed out of doing that because of threats. So I don't know if
that I'm not as certain about. I'm not as certain about that one, but the Trump University thing, there is a good case for.
Oh, absolutely.
And fraud, and every Republican back in Bill Clinton's day, when they demanded his impeachment because you have to follow the rule of law, and he did perjure himself under oath, theoretically. It's weird. But anyway, anybody who said that, like, you have to impeach Clinton because he broke the law and that is the law, if Trump is found guilty of fraud for Trump University, he broke the law and ergo you must impeach him.
Yes.
So, like, there's not much of a case against it. It just makes everyone look bad, but at the same time, once again, then we just get Mike Pence. We don't get a re-election.
Yeah. And he's not going to get impeached. Mike Pence is not going to get impeached.
Because he will not break a law unless he gets caught, blowing the dude in the restroom.
Which, he's probably not going to get impeached for that, because they're going to be like, Clinton did it, it's fine.
Clinton didn't blow a dude in the restroom. He got blown.
No, but he got blown.
In the privacy of his office, like a gentleman.
He did that shit on the clock, too. He was working while he did that. Or had that done to him.
Motherfucker earned it, all right? He earned it. We've talked about this already. He earned it. Case closed. End of discussion. I'll hear no more of this nonsense.
God damn it. Nonsense.
I love that time period because the rest of the world was like, who the fuck cares, America? You guys are so stupid.
I just love, like, with as big a story as that was, to me just says, like, we had no other problems when the biggest one was whether or not the president got a blowy in his office.
Yeah.
Like, we're sitting pretty high if that's what we're talking about.
He also did Penetrator with a cigar, which seems a little...
Like what you like.
Yeah, I guess so.
As long as he didn't do it with the lit end.
Yeah, I was going to say, not the lit end first. Unless, I feel like that'd be a bigger story
specifically.
Overall. Then she's a freak.
Hey, like what
just
you
got a little hotter.
I may have a semi now.
Yeah, buddy.
But the two things specifically I want to talk about Trump, and then we can move on if you want. Two of his proposals in his first 100 days I think are very interesting. First one is proposing a constitutional amendment to impose term limits on all members of Congress. Now, which members of Congress do you think are going to be okay with that one?
That will likely not pass.
Nope.
But I'm for it.
Absolutely. I am 100%.
I've been thinking that way for a long time, just because, like, even if you like your congressperson, and even if, like, arguably they're the best, like Bernie Sanders has been doing it for a while.
Yeah, he's been doing it for, what, 30 years at this point?
Yeah, and under these term limit ideas, he would no longer be able to be in it. But, like, on the whole, it's still better because then you get people I think under the current rules, all you have people doing is just working to become career politicians. It pays very well. Mm-hmm. You don't have to. You get like half the year off.
Yeah, you get lifetime health benefits even if you only serve one term.
Yes, lifetime government health benefits,
which are great from what I hear.
You get a tax break. Mm-hmm. Everything's great for you if you get this gig.
Exactly.
So, like, yeah, absolutely. Like that sounds fine.
Yeah, and
next.
So, like, just with that one, it's like I can't imagine anyone in Congress being for that one.
No, that will not pass.
And the
that's
other
why
one,
that's why it never has passed.
exactly.
That's why they can vote for their own raises.
And the last one I want to talk about is the very last one in his list, where he says, "Clean up corruption in Washington Act enacts new ethics reforms to drain the swamp and reduce corrupting influence of special interests on our politics." And I like that one because literally the day after he won the election, he started. There was a list circulating of people he was going to put on his cabinet. Do you know who some of those people are? Some of the least corrupted politicians in existence, like Rudy Giuliani, Newt Gingrich, Chris Christie. He wanted to. What else did he? He wanted to promote Jamie Dimon, who is the head of JP Morgan Chase, as I think Secretary of Finance, I believe. Which I find funny because a couple years ago, I think it was, he called him the worst banker in the country.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, he's really going to drain that swamp by putting in more alligators.
Yeah, that was you can say that all you want, but he said like his first 100-day thing is it's just really just a lot of bull.
Oh, but no, but I mean, I like that one just because all of his talk so much was about like going to drain the swamp. I'm going to get rid of the corrupt politicians in Washington. That's why people voted him in. And his first thing is to throw out all these names of corrupt politicians that he wants in his cabinet. Like, really?
Yeah.
But my two favorites are for Secretary of Interior. One of the names he's proposing. Actually, can you guess one of the names he's proposing for that position?
For Secretary of Interior?
Mm-hmm.
I really couldn't.
Just think about it.
Was it any of the names we just mentioned?
No. But if you don't guess and I tell you, you're not going to be surprised. So just throw a name out there. I just want to see if you can get
Adele.
it. Close. I'll give you a hint. She's a real maverick.
Oh no! Really?
Yep.
We can't give her a job.
His list of Interior Secretary nominees are Jan Brewer, former Arizona governor; Robert E. Gardy, Griffin Investors partner; Harold Hamm, chief executive of Continental Resources, an oil and gas company; Forrest Lucas, president of Lucas Oil; and Sarah Palin. And if you think that's bad, do you know who he is proposing for Secretary of Education?
Oh, I don't have really high hopes. Just Beyonce.
Oh, you're so close. You're in the ballpark. Ben Carson.
Oh no.
So again,
I love how Obama put together this coalition of Democrats and Republicans, and now this new guy is like, nah, fuck this noise. All Republican all the time.
I just love that. Not only that, but he's also nominating people for definitely the wrong position. Like Ben Carson, the man who thought the pyramids were grain silos for Joseph. That's who he wants as Secretary of Education. So that's why I'm excited, to be honest, about this, because as we said, a lot of the batshit stuff he wants to do is not going to happen. Just not going to happen.
It can't. Not feasibly.
In 4 years, everyone who voted for him because he was the outsider, the non-corrupt entity in the election, are going to find out just how fucking wrong they are. And when that happens, when I see that light bulb go on, I'm going to pop the biggest Schadenfreude boner on Earth. You will be able to see that shit from space.
From space.
But yeah, I was reading that and I'm just like, this is just fucking beautiful. This is exactly what I knew was going to happen with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that you should know those things.
Thanks, buddy.
No problem. 4 more years. 4 more years. Anyway, now that we're
we also got midterm elections in 2 years, so we can win back the Senate. Okay. Actually, we likely will win back the Senate.
We can win back the Senate and the House.
The House will be a lot harder. A lot of seats were just elected in the House over this.
Yeah, but there's
election, due to gerrymandering. But
actually, no, all the seats up in the. I think all the seats in the House are up.
Every 2 years, because we just. I don't know. Is it really how it works? I don't know. I can't remember, honestly.
I do know. I do know that there is. The Democrats have a chance to get majority in both House and Senate again in 2018. So as I said in the description of the last video, don't fuck this up, America. Don't fuck this up. You had your chance not to fuck it up, and you fucked that up. So don't fuck this one up.
Yeah, really. Come on, guys, get it together.
So with that, as I said, unless he dies or there's a massive scandal, There's really nothing anything else to talk about. He's not going to be in office until January. I don't see anything happening. So
he's already backtracked on a lot of repealing the Affordable Care Act.
He backtracked on the wall.
He backtracked on the.
Already backtracked on the Muslim ban too. Muslims.
Yes, he did that too. So all his uber crazy stuff has already been like, because clearly he was just saying shit to win, which should have been obvious to.
Like, there was at one point when he said, like, I think after he won Iowa, he's like, I'm not talking about the polls being rigged anymore. I won. I don't care. I won. I don't care. Like, all this was just to get elected. Let's be real here.
Yeah, all of it was just to get elected. But whatever. Kenny, you know what I did twice now?
Did you make a bargain?
Make a bargain? Dormammu! That's spoilerific, Kenny. No, what I have done, Kenny, is I am a man who has walked between two worlds! I stared into the eyes of the evil god Dormammu, and he blinked!
Go on.
I've seen Doctor Strange twice.
That spoiler alert. That's what I did today, actually.
You did today as well. Good. We can talk about something that we both seen for once.
That's what I was seeing it in like relatively the same amount of time. Yeah, it's like I woke up early today. I'm like, I want to do something. I'm like, what can I do? I'm like,
did you take yourself to the movies?
I did. Took myself to the movies. Took myself out on a date. It was great.
Did you give yourself a hand job in the middle of the movie too?
Yep. I cut a hole in the bottom of the popcorn bag. Went to town itself.
Furiously jerked it.
The people sitting next to me were really disturbed.
How do people get away with that? It's like nobody takes that long to grab some popcorn out of a bag. I just gotta say, like, man, she's had her hand in that popcorn bag for a long time.
There's just one particular piece I want. It's just so slippery.
Yeah, just this one right here. This one right here, over and over and over. And then, like, you've got your dick covered in fake butter and salt.
Well, that's only if you put. I never put the fake butter on.
And then presumably you jizz all over your popcorn. And you like, then if she eats, it's like, oh, well, this just got.
Oh, you was a freak.
Whoa, hey, but then I don't want to eat the popcorn anymore.
No, that's all for her. That's all for her, baby.
Oh God.
I did find out when you do that and you look your neighbors in the eye, they get really disturbed.
Kenny, I told you to buy curtains.
No, I mean, when I say your neighbors, I mean people sitting next to you in the theater. Oh, fun tip for anyone who's scared of the dark. What you should do is you go into your dark room, you close the door, and you pick one corner, and you begin furiously masturbating, and you just whisper, "This is for you." I don't think you'll be afraid of the dark anymore.
Kenny, I don't know if those two things were related, but anyway, Doctor Strange. I saw it once in standard cinema, and then I saw it last night in IMAX 3D.
Whoa.
I feel like the IMAX 3D version is superior in this regard. I'm not usually a fan of 3D. I think I've gone on record of saying that it's stupid, and I still kind of believe it is, but for this particular film, it really lends itself to it.
Well, it's definitely a film that is, I feel, made to be in IMAX 3D because everything it just doesn't work for most films.
No, yeah, I mean, like if a lot of films, if you put it in 3D, it's like this was pointless, like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But this one, like the visuals that goes on and stuff like that, it really kind of amped it up.
Oh yeah,
turned it to 11.
This one goes to 11.
This one goes to 11.
I was very, very excited. I thought it was quite good.
Number one in the movie in the country right now.
And from what I've seen, a lot of people are saying it ranks in like top 3 for Marvel films.
I think it's really strong. I still think as far as now that I've seen it twice, as far as the Marvel films go, I wouldn't say it's in my top 3. I think my top 3 would be like Civil War, Avengers, and the first Iron Man. Because that first Iron Man is like a near perfect movie.
Oh, absolutely. Robert Downey Jr. did just such a great job of capturing Tony Stark on film.
Yeah, well, we didn't have an MCU without RDJ, so
it's true.
But this is definitely way up there. This is
absolutely.
like storytelling was tight. The concept that was delivered very well. Like I'm never really lost and confused because I'm already a dork when it comes to this stuff. But like audiences are not lost and confused by the universe. Like it was done very well.
Oh yeah.
And like I liked how it expanded the Marvel universe too. And we got like a snippet of Thor Ragnarok at the end there too.
So good.
Which is gonna be an exciting flick.
Oh yeah, I'm so pumped for that.
So they also found a clever way because like the movie, I feel like they could have done a better job of this, but the movie takes place after Iron Man 2.
Mm-hmm.
That's the big start of the movie,
mm-hmm.
and I think like it goes just a hair after Ultron, so Civil War hasn't started yet at this point. But like in the scene where he's driving his car, spoilers. This isn't a spoiler.
Spoiler: he drives his car in the film.
He has, this is in the trailer. When he crashes his car, he's talking to some assistant or whatever.
Yeah, I think his name is Billy in the film.
He's talking to an army colonel who broke his spine during some kind of test with some sort of like
they say I think some kind of armor of some kind.
Yeah, some kind of armor, and I immediately thought it was Rhodesy, War Machine.
That's what I thought. I thought they were going to make some kind of reference to Iron Man or War Machine.
But it hadn't happened yet.
Yeah.
But in Iron Man 2, I saw this online today. In Iron Man 2, there's the Hammer Tech version of the Iron Man suit, and they show that video where the soldier gets his spine broken. That's what they're talking about.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, like, because it had to be referencing some kind of Iron Man tech.
Yeah, I thought for certain it was Rhodes. I thought that was really cool, but it's not because the timeline isn't matched up. Rhodes isn't even War Machine, or he is War Machine by then, but he isn't. He's not hurt by then.
Yeah. So no, I thought that was a great tie-in, and it was so subtle too. Like I really, I don't think if you hadn't seen any of the films, you would not have picked up on it. I don't.
Yeah.
So I thought that was
cool. The style, like the way, like the more psychedelic crossing between universes and in different dimensions was like very, very faithful to like Steve Ditko's original art, which is incredible. Especially like Ditko's fascination with like floating spheres with like tentacles shooting off of it.
That man likes what he likes.
That was on display there, so it's all good. Also, bonus fact. Cumberbatch also voiced Dormammu. He did the voice acting and the facial like movement of Dormammu.
Nice.
So in that last scene, spoilers. Is it a spoiler if you know that the hero and the villain face off at the end of the movie? Probably not.
Wait. There was a villain in this film?
Oh my god, I know, right? Weird.
Wait. Hold on. Let's back up. You mean to tell me that in my superhero film there's a villain?
There's an antagonist and a protagonist?
You're shitting me.
My
Get the fuck out of here with this. Talking crazy now.
But like essentially when he's staring down, when they're facing off from each other, it's Cumberbatch having a conversation with himself.
I'm getting really tired of talking to myself. Jesus.
Oh god, man.
I'd say speaking of him, I really did enjoy Benjamin Cumberbatch's performance as Doctor Strange.
Cumberbuttons. He's a fucking phenomenal actor, and like
he really is. He's
almost slumming it these days when he's doing things like playing Smaug and Doctor Strange. But you know, I'm sure he's slumming it all the way to the bank in the meantime. But
as I say, he's laughing all the way to the bank.
He's like, fuck, whatever. Check cleared. But he also looks like he's having a lot of fun, and he gets to play different roles. Like he gets to be. He played a very convincing American. You know, his accent's really good.
Oh yeah, no, I think there was only one time I thought it sounded like his accent popped out. I can't remember the scene.
There's like a little lilt now and then. Like, you know, it goes like a little higher where American would go lower or stay flat.
Yeah, he really did very well with the role in general, especially and with the speaking too. I thought he really captured the character very well.
Yeah. So
I would say I hope to see more of Benjamin Cucumber Patch in the future.
Over in our Wish It Was Our Sister podcast, Fat Man on Batman, they always go Cumberbiatch. Benedict Cumberbiatch.
That's how you pronounce it in the Queen's English.
Yes, in the Queen's English. Did you see? It wasn't an Onion piece, but it should be. Not to take a step backwards for a second, but like there was a Onion-esque piece that was like Queen Elizabeth offers to take back America.
I did not, but I'm actually not. I'm not really surprised that thing popped up.
It's pretty funny, I thought.
I'm not gonna lie. That night I was searching for an England Twitter account so I could say, "Can you please take us back,
baby? Come back.
Come play the Queen's on me."
Queen's sitting there going like, I knew this would happen someday. You'd regret this.
You shouldn't have stolen it from me.
She actually just finally, like a year or two ago, she released the the Hanover family documents to the historical community at large. So we have King George's like papers now.
Nice.
And he's very like it was a really good article on SmithsonianMagazine.com if you want to read it, fellas, ladies and germs. But it's about Stephanie. But it's all about just sort of like kind of getting a little snippets into like this guy's life, because especially in American schools and the time that, during Revolutionary time, he was portrayed as a tyrant and a villain, when in reality he was just a guy who were worried about his kid's future and wished he was farming and stuff like that. Like
truly, like all of us.
Yes, like he was just a dude living in a very different time than what he was told it would be. Which is something that we can all fall back on every once in a while. But anyway, Doctor Strange, very good.
Back to another British man.
Back to another British man who could run for president next year. I would vote for him.
Oh my God, yes.
Sure, he's not a naturally born citizen, but he can act like one.
I believe him.
Let me see his birth certificate. Who needs to? Look at that man.
He just uses magic on us and make us forget.
He would also be our first openly gay president.
I don't care. Let him be gay.
Oh, let's just
let him suck a dick in every room of the White House.
I said we just double down, like.
No, what we need, our next president needs to be a black trans woman.
Oh God, let's face it. Our next Democratic nominee will be a white male.
Our next nominee needs to be a rock. We need to just run. No, our next president should just be a rock.
Doctor Strange, very good. If you have not seen it yet, I don't know what you're doing. I know that I'm not technically talking to Stephanie because I saw it with her last night. So, but anybody who happens to listen to this show for 15 seconds or so, go out and watch Doctor Strange if you haven't. It's definitely worth the watch. So good, so much fun.
Oh,
good movie.
Yes, I was very, very. I mean, I wasn't at this point. I don't go into Marvel films like really like with that cautious optimism, like, oh man, I hope it's going to be good. Like, no, I have a really strong feeling that
they've earned a lot of faith.
Oh yeah, but even then, I was still really pleasantly surprised with a lot of what I saw in this film, especially someone who I don't know the Doctor Strange lore as well, because it's just never a character I really followed a lot.
I've learned more about Doctor Strange in the past year than I ever knew.
Oh, absolutely. But even then, like going into the film, I didn't feel lost at anything. Like I mean, because I knew who Dormammu was, so I had that going for me. But even then, like I didn't feel lost. I didn't feel like I needed to read up on him to really know what was going on. I felt like the film gave me what I needed to know, but didn't give it to me in a way that was pure exposition, and just like the two characters talking around, just like this is what's going on and this is who we are. Like it didn't do any of that, but it still gave me enough information that I could follow the plot, really without any issue at all. So I was very excited about that. And
like it does kind of bum me out because I really wanted to like have like the DC version of Doctor Strange as Dr. Fate. I want a Dr. Fate movie.
Oh man!
And even if it was made, it wouldn't ever be that nearly as good. But come on, it's awesome. We've got what's his name? It's Kent Nelson. Kent Nelson puts on the helmet of Naboo and becomes Dr. Fate.
Dr. Fate,
who is pretty much Doctor Strange, defender of Earth from the mystic threats that we have. But Dr. Fate is such a cool guy, and he's got a cool costume too. The helmet is off the hook.
I love his outfit.
Dr. Fate. Dr. Fate.
Dr. Fate.
All knowing. He's all knowing when he's wearing the helmet of Naboo, but then when he takes it off, he's just average Joe. And the helmet of Naboo is also like sort of malevolent in a lot of ways. So it's supposed to be sort of like a partnership between them, but he's definitely not in control when he's Dr. Fate. So it's kind of like interesting.
He becomes more of a vessel than keeping himself intact when he puts the helmet on.
Yeah.
But I thought, go back, keep getting sidetracked from the film. Go back to the film. I thought the action scenes were great. I thought all the characters were done really well. I loved the the quote unquote final showdown between Doctor Strange and Dormammu. I thought that was
Dormammu, I've come to bargain.
Release me, let me free.
Ah! Okay, anybody who's listening and hasn't seen the movie yet, I'm gonna spoil the ending. 5, 4, 3.
Do it now.
1. Just checking. But like, I love how he defeats the evil Dormammu by really being fucking annoying, like irritating him into submission.
He's like that annoying like younger sibling who just knows his shit at you. It's like, fine, whatever the fuck you want, just leave me alone. But I thought that scene was great because, I thought it's a pretty ingenious way to defeat essentially undefeatable evil.
Yeah,
and exactly. But it was done so well. Like it didn't feel overplayed. It didn't the joke didn't really not be funny at any point.
They could have let it drag on a hair too long, and they didn't. They definitely found a happy place for it.
Yeah, and I loved towards the end when they have the cuts of him saying like, "Dormammu, I've come to bargain," and then like in between each word you have a cut of him dying again.
Yeah, like like different ways. And he has like the most like. There's a couple like pimp, like PIMP. Capitals.
Have you seen that cloak?
Moments.
God damn.
Well, yeah, absolutely. But like, there's the first one is that scene where he goes after he gets patched up by Christina Palmer, who is the second of 3 night nurses in the books.
Mm-hmm.
So in Daredevil, we have I'm not doing a good job today. We have the woman in Daredevil, played by the actress who I really like, but I can never remember her name.
Rosario Dawson.
Rosario Dawson, thank you. She's Night Nurse 1, and Christina Palmer is actually Night Nurse 2 in the books as well.
Mm-hmm.
There's supposed to be 3 altogether, and it kind of lends to the rumors that we'll have like this, because like the whole Night Nurse thing is that these heroes have to get patched up by somebody.
Yeah. Who
are discreet.
Mm-hmm.
So that's sort of like I always thought that was kind of a cool concept that Marvel threw in there. But anyway, so he's gotten finished. He's finished getting patched up by her after getting stabbed by folded matter.
Whatever, shit happens.
Yeah, cool stuff. And she goes, "What? You said you got stabbed. What did this?" He goes, "I really don't know."
That was one thing I loved about his character. Like
he's still learning.
Yeah, like you have this character who at the beginning of the film is a guy obviously completely devoted to science as a doctor,
and he's like on top of his game.
Oh yeah, he's like the doctor.
There's nothing he doesn't know about his craft.
Exactly, and he goes to see the Ancient One to get healed. And even though he essentially he's basically a prodigy when it comes to the mystic arts.
Yeah.
He still has no idea really what's going on, and he's just trying to figure it out as he goes. So yeah, he gets stabbed. He's like, "What was that?" I really don't know.
Yeah,
and I love the aspect of the character because you have this guy who really knows what he's doing, but at the same time doesn't.
Yeah, he is a prodigy in the mystic arts, but he's still very much so a student.
Oh, absolutely.
But by the end of the movie, he's still named a master too, and he gets to take over the Sanctum Sanctorum in New York.
Oh, so good.
But in any case, there's two pimp moments, as I was talking about 20,000 minutes ago. One is he's finished getting patched up, and he's going back through his sling ring portal to the Sanctum Sanctorum, and he steps through and turns around and just sort of puts his hands out like, I really have to be going, and then walks away, and he's just like, the thing disappears. He's like, oh my god. Panties dropping.
Soaked my panties like Niagara Falls.
Oh god. And then the other one. Now I've lost my train of thought.
Pimp moment. Number 2.
Another pimp moment. There were two.
Well,
Kenny vamp for me.
Well, I have to say, even though it's not really a character, I love the Cloak of Levitation in that film.
Oh, it is a character in this film now.
Pretty much, but like the one when he's the scene when he's basically being attacked by Caecilius. He's being attacked by his 2 minions, and the cloak comes out of nowhere and just basically starts strangling this one dude pretty much.
Beats the shit out of that guy.
It was so good.
I like how it tries to wipe later on. It wipes his tears for him.
Yeah, he's like, "Stop it!"
And he goes, "Stop." I remember the second pimp moment is when he's starting his fight with Dormammu,
Mm-hmm.
and Dormammu goes Dormammu like threatens him and is like he's gonna you will feel immeasurable pain, and he just goes, pain is an old friend, and I'm like, oh.
Damn,
Savage.
throwing the smack down.
Savage. Pain is an old friend. Dormammu!
I've come to bargain. I can be irritating.
Yes, he just really bothers him.
That was so good. And the scenes when they're in the mirror dimension, oh man, those really Inception-like scenes when they're fighting. Oh,
I really felt for the animators in those scenes.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I was sitting there watching, I'm like, first off, how do you storyboard that shit? It's like, okay, so these platforms that are made out of buildings and scaffolding are like slapping together, and like the perspective, who cares? And like they're running along it, and there's a guy running on top of the platform, and another guy running on the bottom platform, but really, does it matter? And like there's a train twisting around in the background. Like the animators just probably getting these notes like going, man, fuck you.
This is a fucking joke, right? Like, you're not serious, right?
What am I supposed to do with this? How do I do this?
I don't even know how to do what you just described. I don't even think that's possible.
What do I do? Drop acid and stare at a prism for 16 hours and then start animating? Is that what you want me to do? But that's what he did, I guess. I don't know. They pulled it off.
Oh, man, could you imagine watching this film on acid? Holy shit. Melt your face right off.
That's what a lot of people were talking about. Like, any sort of... If there was such a movie that you were going to walk in with chemical assistance... Mm-hmm. So when this movie comes out in Blu-ray, guys, and 2018 rolls around California... You
know where I'll be. You and me, Jeff.
Flipping my shit.
Oh, man, we should do a live podcast of that.
Oh, my God. Funny as hell.
Just like an hour in. What the fuck?
Should we move on?
I'm trying to think of anything else I want to say. I did like... I
don't want to give away too much, you know? I'm just trying to meet it out.
True. The last thing I will say before we move on. I did like the development of Mordo. I thought his character development was really good.
I'm always kind of like upset when they, like, spoilers. 3, 2, 1, go. Mordo's a bad guy. I mean, if you
follow the comics at all, you know he's a bad guy.
If you follow the comics or looked up Doctor Strange on Wikipedia before watching the movie, you would know that. And so like when they introduce a character, I'm like, oh, it's Mordo. Oh, I wonder what his turn is going to be. You know, like.
I did have one issue with him, and 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm going to talk about the scene post credits. So 3, 2, 1 spoilers. I thought he would actually just turn into just a giant dick, not even a supervillain, because like his first act as a supervillain is to basically re-cripple this dude.
Because because that man's paralysis is natural law.
There are too many sorcerers.
Yes, and his argument is that he is violating the natural law of things.
Which I understood that. I mean, I know why he did it, but at the same time, it's like, dude, it's a crippled guy. Like, leave him alone.
Yeah. Especially
because, like, you know what happens after that scene? Mordo walks away, and this crippled dude's just laying on the floor forever now. But no, I think overall, I would give it an 8.5 out of 10. I thought it was really good. I didn't feel like it went on too long. Although I thought maybe a couple times it might have gone a little bit longer. But I thought lengthwise it was really good. It didn't feel like it dragged on. I thought the story was really good, told really well, especially in a way for people who don't know the character could follow it.
It was very pretty.
Oh my God, yes, and
it's very pretty. Feast for the eyes, fellas.
Oh, so good. And Benjamin Cumberbatch. Top 10.
Cumberbatch. Steal that.
No, I thought he did great as Doctor Strange, and I'm very, very excited to see what they're going to do with the character. Because as it said, he will return.
He will return.
So on that note, what score would you give ye old Doctor Strange?
I would give it a solid 8.5 out of 10. You know, I mean, it's hard to say, honestly. It was really good. I really enjoyed it.
I guess the last question I have then, and then we can move on to something else. Are there any criticisms that you have of the film?
Mordo's turn could be a little more. Was probably too soon. Like I feel like they should have, if they had delved more into like what his story was about.
Yeah.
Like his like anger towards the breaking of natural law would be a little clearer, I think. Because he's very much so against Caecilius, but then again he's against he makes such a quick turn to be against the Sorcerer Supreme as well. So
it did, yeah, that did. I will say that did feel a little quick.
And the Ancient One, they kept referring to her as she. The Ancient One is in the comics originally was a he, but later on just became the Ancient One is the Sorcerer Supreme and has been alive for so long. The Ancient One is genderless. The Ancient One is beyond gender. Which if any actress can pull it off, it's a bald Tilda Swinton. So,
I thought she did great.
She did awesome. She loved that role. She was having so much fun.
It really looked like she was having a ton of fun with that role.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would agree. That's probably only my real criticism is that Mordo's turn was just a little too swift, which is why I think the film could have been a little bit longer, just to give him a tad more backstory. So his
and honestly, I would have stayed. I would have stayed just fine. You know, like
oh yeah, like we said before, especially with something like Batman v Superman. You already have my money. I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna be there. No, but no, I agree. That's really the only thing I would have done anything with to change. So, verdict is go see it. God damn it.
God damn it. Kenny.
Jeff.
Kenny.
Nathaniel.
Name your favorite movie
ever.
Name your favorite movie written and directed by a French director.
I don't know anything that Gerard Depardieu has done. No. I don't even know if he's a director. Well, not only is this my favorite film written and directed by a French director, it is also my favorite film in general. The Fifth Element.
The Fifth Element. Have you seen the trailers for Valerian, Kenny?
I have.
Oh my God! This movie's gonna be fucking amazing. I am so ready for this movie.
Holy crap! I think the best description I saw of the film was that it is going to be the Fifth Element on steroids.
Yes, I mean,
holy shit!
The back when Luc Besson
back in the day when he made Fifth Element, the reason why like the Valerian trailer and Fifth Element have so many like visually thematic similarities is because the design and art director of the Fifth Element was the guy who wrote Valerian. Nice.
The graphic novel. Maybe not wrote, did the art for. I can't recall. Anyway, he pulled Luc Besson has been such a fan of this franchise for so long that he tapped him for Fifth Element way back in the early '90s to help him with Fifth Element. And so now they're coming back together again to work on this guy's saga. And like I haven't even like to be honest with you, I've never heard of this franchise before. It's a French graphic novel. It's much bigger overseas, but it's been around since the '60s.
Nice.
It's mostly focuses on time travel. Like these two are basically time cops.
Time cop.
Yeah, well, not time cop.
Jeff, that's the second time cop reference in this show.
You had to start it. Anyway.
Hey, I like what I like.
Anyway, this one appears to be more about the space exploration side of things, but if the movie does well, which I really hope it does.
From what I can tell, I think if you like the Fifth Element, you're going to like this.
Yeah, but the Fifth Element was also kind of a sleeper hit of its day as well.
True. And that's why I hate Luc Besson.
Why?
Because he wrote the initial draft to the Fifth Element in high school.
Yes, in high school.
Fuck that guy.
In any case,
talented bastard.
Talented bastard. I like him for so many reasons because he makes a lot of movies I really like. Fifth Element, Angel A is really good.
You did Leon.
It's just Leon the Professional. So good. La Femme Nikita is alright.
That one's not bad.
But I don't know. Like this movie, if it does get big, we'll have sequels, obviously, and then they can delve more into the time travel thing.
I really hope it does. It just looks so. I mean, obviously, we haven't seen the film. There's no real story in terms of of what the film itself is going to be about. But it just looks so damn good. And I really hope that people will give it a chance. Oh yeah, it looks really fun. It looks like it's going to be just awesome. I'm looking forward to it in a big bad way. Absolutely. Another thing too is that like this book that the movie's based on is very influential to modern sci-fi. In fact, a little indie film you might know it called Star Wars pulled a lot of inspiration from this book. No. And I even saw like an article that showed like actual frames from the comic and frames from Star Wars that like were pretty much pulled directly from like
Like George Lucas clearly, or at least the art director of Star Wars clearly was all about this book.
No, this film was called, was it Star Wars? You said
The Star Wars.
S-T-A. I'm gonna have to check this one out. It sounds pretty cool.
Yeah,
I don't think
I recommend it. It's great.
Right.
Little known film.
I don't think I've heard of this one. Let me go.
It is an indie film.
I love indie films.
It is indie film.
Cool. I'll have to check this one out and give you a report back.
Mm-hmm. I always love that. It's like, can you name the highest? Like anybody always talks about indie film is ruined by money. Mm-hmm. I always go like, can you name the highest paid indie film director of all time? And they go, I'm like, it's George Lucas. It's George Lucas.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that Star Wars is technically an indie film. Like
it's an indie franchise. Not anymore.
Well,
now it's owned by Disney, but like
fucking Disney owning all this shit.
So you can like I hate people when they get a little too precious about indie filmmakers because eventually they
looking at you, Bob Chipman.
Yeah, mostly you, Movie Bob. For fuck's sake, get off Kevin Smith's dick, you piece of shit. God, so whiny. Anyway.
That's a whole sidebar episode.
Anyway, yeah, we love George Lucas for the original Star Wars, the original trilogy, and we hate him when he came back with the second swing at it. And God forbid the guy grew as an artist and went different directions that we didn't enjoy. Yeah. That's the thing, like exactly. Oh, come on, guys, get over it. Like
it's. I mean, you're going to stagnate as an artist if you constantly do the same thing over and over and over again. And then you're going to hate him because he stagnates. But if you try something new, then you're going to hate him because he tried something new. Like
it's just like when people went batshit banana crazy when Blink-182 came back and they stopped singing about being 20-somethings.
Well, when you hit 30, it's kind of hard to talk about them poop jokes still.
They were even older than that, and they were all married. I mean, they were married.
Oh, yeah, they were like
stars, but they were all married.
They were in their mid-30s at that point.
Yeah, it's like, come on, they're beyond that now. Like, yeah. It's just...
You have to evolve at some point eventually.
Anyway, Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets.
I'm so excited about that.
Very cool. The Bible that they wrote for this flick is over 600 pages long, and mainly because every single alien race that's pictured in the film, which is rumored to be over 100.
Nice.
Got 4 or 5 pages dedicated to them in this Bible.
Nice.
And the two main actors, whose names I should know, had to read the entire Bible before they could start filming.
Nice.
So that they could go in there with like prior knowledge to what kind of world or universe they were stepping into.
Well, it was like Luc Besson and Mila Djokovic filming The Fifth Element. It got to the point where they were both fluent in the I forget what it was called. I forget what the language was called. But they were fluent in the language that Luc Besson made up for the film.
Yeah,
to the point where they were speaking to each other in that language on set.
Because that's the kind of guy he is. Like
exactly, which I love. I love that actors and directors that put in that kind of dedication, because it makes the story so much better. Because you get away from trying to like constantly reference things in your film, and you can just go with them. Because for me, if like I'm watching a film and the actor or the character knows about the thing that they're talking about, and it doesn't feel like they're like trying to recite an encyclopedia at me, I feel more invested in the film because I feel like it more is taking place in the time period or the setting it's trying to take place in. It doesn't it gains authenticity for me in that way. So I'm excited to see how that's going to translate into the film when it comes out. But I'm so damned excited about this thing. Holy crap.
Our actors are Dane DeHaan as the titular Valerian, and then we have Cara Delevingne as Laureline.
Who, for those of you who recognize her, was the Enchantress.
She was the Enchantress in Suicide Squad, and Mr. DeHaan was he was in Spider-Man 2, so probably shouldn't bring that up.
Nope.
He was in Chronicle.
I don't believe I ever saw Chronicle.
That's actually pretty skippable. But he was Harry Osborn in Spider-Man 2.
Oh, wait. Chronicle. No,
he was Harry Osborn in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, so the newer Spider-Mans.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, Chronicle. I'm like, I didn't want to see that film, because I'd already seen X-Men. Didn't need to see it again.
Yeah, I mean, like, it wasn't as exciting as...
whatever.
Yeah,
it was just like the whole shaky cam thing. Like,
Interestingly, though, if you go to IMDb for Valerian, top billing goes to Cara Delevingne, followed by Ethan Hawke, followed by John Goodman, and then Dane DeHaan.
You're gonna have to back up a second.
Yes.
Sir John Goodman.
He's a voice. It just says voice.
Don't care. Sir John Goodman is in this film?
Sir John Goodman.
Oh.
Goodman.
Already 10 out of 10. Don't need to say
10 out of 10. We'll love. It does, like, dude, I would be pissed. I'm like, the character I'm playing, his fucking name is in the title, and I'm number 4 on this list.
Well, to be fair, from what I understand, IMDb does go alphabetically.
Do they?
I believe they do.
Well, I'm
not looking at it right now, so
because it goes Cara Delevingne, Ethan Hawke, John Goodman, Dane DeHaan, Clive Owen, Rutger Hauer. No, it's all over the place.
Oh, they fucked up with that.
Also, Rutger Hauer's in this movie.
Sir Rutger Hauer also in this film,
and Her Highness Rihanna.
And Sir Rihanna's in this film.
Sir Rihanna.
Oh, speaking of Rutger Hauer,
wait, Sir Rihanna's a different movie altogether. Sir Rihanna.
Sir Rihanna. Speaking of Rutger Hauer, if you want to see a great Rutger Hauer film, I recommend his magnum opus, Hobo with a Shotgun.
His magnum opus.
That movie is fucking great. And not to give too much of the plot away, but he plays a hobo with a shotgun.
Oh my god, a twist!
Spoiler! I should have put a spoiler alert out.
What a twist!
But yeah, he's a hobo who wants to clean up the mean streets of whatever dystopian future is taking place in, so he gets a shotgun.
Other movies I'm excited about. I'm re-excited for Rogue One because I just saw the IMAX 3D trailer for it.
Nice.
And like, it made me all tingly, like
tingly in a good way, or tingle like when you pee.
Like tingly in a good way, and then I got a softie about it. Logan, I'm super excited.
Oh man,
about.
I saw that trailer today. Holy shit, that film looks fucking great.
Yeah. Also, if you put that cover, that Johnny Cash cover of Hurt, over anything, I'm gonna feel something like that. That is like the single greatest cover I've ever heard in my life.
Do you want to know the greatest use of that cover ever?
Probably not, but lay it on.
Someone put that song to a montage of Guy Fieri eating. And it is like, it's a fucking masterpiece. I will put that in the description because holy shit, you people need to see that. It fits too well. It just fits. I don't know how or why, but it fits with that.
I'm surprised no one's done a follow up for Keanu.
Oh, poor
Keanu sandwich.
Oh man, sad Keanu sandwich.
Sad Keanu sandwich. I hurt myself
today. One of my favorite Keanu stories is apparently on his birthday one year he bought himself a cake and would offer people a piece if they walked by.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, how would you not say no to him? You sit there and you enjoy that cake with that man, that angel. We are not good enough for Keanu Reeves.
Also, what dropped today or yesterday was because Ben Affleck is not busy enough. he's the trailer for the first trailer for his new directed and starred movie Live by Night looks really good.
Do you think Affleck ever sleeps anymore?
I don't know. I don't know because I don't know why you would never go home if I was him because I still have a thing for what's her nuts.
Go on.
Woman he's married to played Elektra.
Oh, he's not married to her anymore. Jennifer Garner.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's why he's doing so much work.
He's got to hide the pain, Jeff. He's got to.
I hurt myself. Dun dun dun.
I just want to go outside of his house and just play that on the boombox like John Cusack and say anything.
We'll probably get sued, but we should open the podcast with that song.
I might replace the intro.
Just for this one.
Yep.
Like go for 15 seconds and just dun dun dun, and then hopefully won't get sued for that little bit.
Beautiful.
But yeah, I feel like he's just it's the Bennaissance maybe,
copyright Bennaissance.
Copyright Bennaissance. Of course, it's a knockoff of McConaissance, and we call it the McConaissance.
That doesn't work as well for me.
We call it the McConaissance because he went away because he was bad.
All right.
But Ben never went away. He's just he's been on a tear. these past like 10 years or whatever.
I don't know what happened with him. Like for me, he's never been a bad actor. I loved him in Good Will Hunting. He was bad in Jiggly, but everyone was bad in that film.
I like Jersey Girl. Okay,
Jersey Girl.
I don't think it really has. It doesn't deserve as much shit as it gets.
I don't know why it gets any shit.
I think it's cute. It's a cute movie, and it's got. I mean, come on! It's got a good cast in it.
Exactly. I feel bad for Jiggly.
It's got the train. It's got the train conductor himself in it.
How could you not like that? But I feel bad for Jiggly because that film originally started off as a dark comedy, and then Bennifer happened, or Bennifer won, I guess technically, with Jennifer Lopez, and they completely rewrote that film. So the film you see is not what that film was supposed to be.
Maybe he went through enough of that shit to like change it, to change his ways.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Like, because he's at this point where everything he does, he's pretty much doing himself. Like, he's writing and directing his own Batman film. He's writing and directing this new film. I feel like I don't know if he just got enough clout in Hollywood, or if he just said fuck it and had enough money, he could do what he wanted. But he's doing all these things on his own. It feels like, and they're great. Like the town.
Yeah,
the town was phenomenal. I love that movie.
Is the single best heist movie that we've had since Heat. And Heat is one of my all-time favorite movies.
As I like to call it, Heat 2, the town.
Heat 2, the town. Heat 2, Boston.
I changed the wiki page to town to Heat 2, the town. It was up for like 5 hours.
That's funny.
But yeah, no. Ever since like the last 10 years, he's just been blowing it out of the fucking water, and he's just doing all these great things. And I still cannot figure out why people keep shitting on him still.
I don't know why. This is just good stuff.
Like Argo was great.
That scene in like the town where him and Jerry Renner go, like they sit down with each other. And goes like, they go, like that's like this is the epitome of what friendship is.
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
It's like I need you to come with me somewhere. I can't tell you why. I can't tell you what for, but we're gonna hurt some people. And he just looks at him and goes, "Are we taking my car or yours?"
I feel like that would be us, but with something less violent.
Yeah, we'd be a little less. I don't want to hurt anybody.
I also love that scene when he confronts the love interest in the film, or kind of confronts her, I guess, or more lets her confront him about all of his wrongdoing. And he's like, "I'm going to be honest with you," and she's like, "How am I going to be able to trust in your aunt?" She's like, "Because you're not going to like him." I thought it was such a good scene. But no, that movie was so good. And one of my favorite scenes in that film is after they commit the heist in the nun outfits. They basically get chased by the police, and they finally lose them, and they park off to the side somewhere, and they're getting out of their car, and I think they're changing their guns out or something, doing something, and they look over, and there's a single cop in a car just staring at them. And then just kind of have that couple minutes of just looking at each other, and then the cop just kind of turns away.
He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get killed here."
Yep,
so I'm just gonna
nope. Not for me today.
Nope. Didn't see nothing.
I ain't seen shit. But no, I thought that whole movie was so good. Yeah, but and I was talking to one of my former coworkers before Batman v Superman was coming out, and he was announced to be Batman. And she was shitting all over him. I'm like, have you seen anything he's done in like the last 10 years?
He was great. Obviously. Come on, everyone, stop it with your nonsense. This is why Trump won.
This specifically is why. It's your fault.
Because you can't get on Ben Affleck. Get on board with the Affleck train. It's the Bennaissance. Choo-choo, motherfucker. Choo-choo.
Oh, I have some photoshopping to do now. But no, I legitimately want to ask someone, like, what about him do you not like? Like, his acting is good. He's a great director.
He's also like handsome and charming as fuck, which is just not.
I know, right? Like he's one of those, like, he makes me feel bad on a genetic level.
It's like him and George Clooney. Like, although I would argue that Ben Affleck could be a dick in real life, I refuse to believe that George Clooney could be.
That's the thing. Like, George Clooney and Ben Affleck, they just strike me as just really nice dudes.
Really nice, like, handsome dudes.
You cannot star in a shitty Batman film and then tell people, if you ask me for your money back, I will give it to you personally, and be a bad guy.
I don't know. Ben Affleck starred in a shitty Batman film and said, "Oh, it wasn't shitty. It has problems. It wasn't shitty to the level of the other one."
Well, to be fair, I feel like those are so bad they're in their own category. They're just kind of their own films.
Yeah, they are their own universe.
We still need to do that, though, by the way. We
Yes.
we need to do the live
Yes.
review of those films.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that picture where it's and this to get political, I guess again, but it's a picture of like Obama, Trump, and Bernie, and it says like 2008, A New Hope, and it's Barack Obama.
I did see that one.
2016, The Empire Strikes Back, and it's Trump, and then 2020, Return of the Jedi, and it's Bernie.
Oh man, can you imagine Bernie was a Jedi?
Bernie is a Jedi.
It's true. I've never seen him not use a lightsaber.
Yeah, I mean, you can't prove that he's not.
Exactly. Oh man, but no, I don't get the Affleck hate. So for you listening, Stephanie, in the
fucking
comments,
stop it with the Affleck hate.
Seriously, come on.
Watching you, Steph.
Oh, side note, can you imagine the Matt Damon, Ben Affleck buddy comedy, or a buddy cop comedy?
Buddy cop comedy.
Oh man, I watched that.
A bomedy.
But no, if you're listening to the show and you don't like Ben Affleck, please in the comments tell us why, because I legitimately would like to know.
I would love to know why you don't like Ben Affleck.
But I also, speaking of trailers and Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, I saw the trailer for The Great Wall today.
Yes, that movie is totally made for and funded so it'll make billions in China.
but that's one thing I didn't understand was the hate for it, because a lot of people are talking about like, oh, it's a white man starring in the film, but it's like he's not playing a character native to the country.
He's playing a white man who's not supposed to be there.
Yeah, he plays a man who is traveling to China to trade with him. Like that's why he's there. It's like he's not a native individual in the country. So
plus the movie looks dope. Let's face it. Come on, guys.
Oh yeah, but it's
I'm not expecting like Pulitzer Prize winning work out of it, but it looks like
the action scenes look pretty cool from what I saw. What CGI there is, it looks pretty decent. No, I mean it looks like it'll be a decent film. Like you said, not Pulitzer Prize winning material here, but pretty decent, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't understand the hate. Like, he's not playing a character native to the country.
Why the hate, guys?
I mean, I guess part of the argument was like, oh, you have to have a white man leading your film about the Great Wall of China, but it's like he's really incidental.
His name is Matt Damon.
Yeah. If his name was Matt Damon and he was a black guy, he would still be the star of the film because he can draw a lot of money.
He is Matt Damon.
But no, like he's more or less an incidental character who just happens to be in China during this particular time period.
This quote unquote time period.
Yeah, quote unquote time period.
Like I don't remember that from history class.
I don't see that. Well, it's because they're not there anymore. They're all gone, Jeff. No one of those creatures are left, and no more Great Wall.
Yeah, sure.
That's what the Mongolians really look like.
Yeah. Oh shit. This just took a racist bent.
I'd like to apologize to all the Mongolian listeners, Stephanie. But no, like overall, the film, I don't know. It looked decent. I don't get why people are so upset about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't. But again, I am not an Asian person, so there's probably something I'm missing. So again, in the comments, if you're an Asian person and you have an issue with the Great Wall and Matt Damon, please let me know because I'm legitimately curious as to what the hubbub is all about.
Also, the movie was totally not on my radar. Like,
not at all. I heard about it. Like, I didn't see any of it. I just heard about it, and like, this sounds fucking atrocious.
Yeah.
But no, after seeing it, it looks pretty decent.
I feel like we're going to see a lot more of those movies, though, where they're because just China and filmmaking is getting.
It's becoming the new Hollywood, pretty much.
Yes, it's so like they've got their own Hollywood going, but they love having that's why every big movie you see nowadays has a scene in China.
And that, I mean, like I think it was one of the Avengers films. I think they actually had extra scenes added in China
for Chinese audience,
or the Chinese audience solely.
And it likely will happen in Doctor Strange as well. As you recall, the movie pretty much like has this big battle in Hong Kong.
Exactly.
So
yeah, they're probably going to extend that for a while.
Yeah, I mean, just saying. Like in one of the main characters is Benedict Wong, who plays a character named Wong. So there's that.
I thought that was a little on the nose. They're like, was it Mr. Strange? Call me Steven. Wong. Oh, Wong. Like Adele. Eminem.
Or I suppose Aristotle. Then later on he calls him Beyonce.
Beyonce. And then he's listening to Beyonce.
Single ladies?
Oh, the single ladies. Oh, the single ladies.
Oh, that's such a good movie.
It really was. Again, I recommend. Go see it if you haven't, Stephanie.
Looking forward to that. More trailers. I guess this is just like
This is the movie episode.
This is the movie. This is the commiserate about Trump stuff, and then like these are things you can escape into later.
This is the hurt episode.
Yes, if you hurt myself
today. Sponsored by Johnny Cash.
He's dead. You can't sponsor.
That's why it hurts, Jeff.
Oh God, you're right. I have talked frequently about how much I really like Sword Art Online, which is an anime that it's kind of divisive though, because apparently if you're a hardcore anime fan, you're not supposed to like it, and I don't understand why. I think it's really cool.
It's I don't know. It's maybe it's derivative to them. I don't know.
But I just saw the 2 trailers that they've dropped. The second one was recent. I didn't even know the first one dropped for an SAO movie that will be airing in that will be shown in Japan in February, and hopefully it'll come to the States soon after that in like Blu-ray or DVD form. Because it looks once again looks good, and I've been waiting for so long for a 3rd fucking season of this show. I'll take a movie in the meantime.
Well, something I'm curious about, kind of related to this, is there is a game apparently.
There is a game. I haven't heard much about it because most games based on anime are just like terrible, like abject terrible.
There was one I wanted to play called .hex. I don't know .hack. I don't know if you remember .hack.
Yeah, I remember that weird ass show. I mean, it
took place in a video game.
It was definitely a precursor to SAO in a lot of ways, and you know what? I should go back to it because, as I recall, there were a lot of subjects and like things that were kind of above my head when I was trying to watch it, and also like I kept watching it infrequently because it was the days of when Adult Swim was the only way I could get anime. Yep. So I would like miss whole swaths of episodes, and I had no idea what the fuck was going on. I'd like to watch it in the original Japanese as well.
As would I. Also, good news, Jeff.
Yes.
If you do want to give this game a shot, the Sword Art Online game for the Hollow Realization for the PS4 has a pretty high score. It averages a 4 out of 5. Oh. So it might be worth checking out. It's number 4 in T-rated games right now. It is currently, let's see, it is, depending where you get it actually, you can get a GameStop for $30. So, there you go.
Hey, look at that. It's the Season Pass is on PlayStation Store's main page.
Oh, hey, well, there you are.
Why does it need a Season Pass? I don't know, but it's $25.
It's got DLC.
Extend your experience in the world of Sword Art Online Hollow Realization with the Season Pass.
Yep.
Gives you access to an all-new story, Abyss of the Shrine Maiden, told in 3 parts. And includes 3 costume options.
What?
There's the wedding dress for female characters, the navy swimwear for female characters, and the white swimwear for female characters.
I want to put my dude in a wedding dress.
Wait a minute. Wait a tick.
Hold up.
Hey there, fellas.
And that's why I like a game like Dark Souls or Skyrim, where you can put your dude in a dress.
It's like, hey there, Japan. What's up with you guys?
Hey, Japan, what's it like back there in the 1950s?
Yeah, you guys are still, like, really, really into, like... At least they're honest about it. Like, you know, if you're gonna go nuts, go nuts.
Hey, you do you, boo. You do you.
Yeah, do you.
But no, going back to it, what did you think of the Logan trailer? Now that I have seen, I can discuss it with you.
I mean, I've never read, like we talked about it the other day. Like I still haven't read the Old Man Logan storyline. I kind of have an idea of what it's about, and that like the girl in the trailer is one of the many X experiments.
From what I understand, having read, because I read a little bit about the Logan storyline, and I've just kind of read Wolverine's history. What likely is going to take place in that is that that girl is her name is, I think, Laura, and I think she's supposed to be Laura Kinney, who is one of the X clones, but she eventually becomes X-23, who basically is the female Wolverine.
Yeah, she is the female Wolverine.
So I'm going to assume that that the X-23 storyline is going to have some impact on the film as a whole. So yeah, no, I thought it looked great. I really think that they're really capturing the Old Man Logan character very well.
Yeah.
And Patrick Stewart looked haggard as fuck.
Yeah, well, he's very fucking old if he's still alive in that movie. I have a feeling that he's like a figment of Logan's like shattered imagination.
Probably, because I'm gonna say, like, there's one scene in the trailer that I saw that he's like sleeping in Cerebro.
Yeah.
Like, is he like a homeless dude? Like, what's
is
going
he like
on
just
with this?
living? Is he just living in his mind now, and he's like projecting himself to Logan over distances?
Maybe he might be.
That's
Because
hard to
there's one, and I kind of wonder that's going to be the case, because there's one part of the trailer where Wolverine is carrying Professor X, but at least from the way I look, it looked like he was struggling to do it.
Well, Logan looks like he's having a hard time healing too. Like he's covered
Yeah.
in scars.
I do
His
know
wounds are not automatically healing.
I do know at one point he loses his healing factor.
Oh wow.
And this takes place. I don't know if this happens in the Old Man Logan storyline, but at one point in Wolverine's history as a character, he loses his healing power because of some virus I think he gets affected with. But I think Beast Beast does something that allows him to, because part of the reason he's able to have the adamantium is because his body is constantly healing him against it.
Yeah.
So he's able to keep the he gets some kind of he gets something from Beast that allows him to keep the adamantium, but he doesn't have, at the moment at least, as far as I know, he doesn't have the accelerated healing factor anymore.
So really, that means every time he pulls out those claws, man, that is a business decision.
Yeah.
Like do I need this right now?
I really don't want to do this. Okay, I guess we're gonna do it.
Oh, god damn it! I love that. I love that scene in the first X-Men. Like, does that hurt? He goes, every time.
It's don't worry, it's me. Prove it. You're a dick.
You're a dick.
Okay, it's you.
He's clear. You're a dick.
But no, I thought, yeah, like seeing that, like I'm wondering if Professor X is actually physically there, or if he is just a projection of some kind. Or if Logan is just losing his shit and just seeing Professor X everywhere.
Maybe in his last gasp, he like stuck his mind to Logan.
Maybe, because you also got to wonder, outside of Laura, the girl, there are no other mutants in that.
Yeah,
film.
They say that in the trailers. All the mutants are gone. And how far in the future is it? Because it doesn't look like the far-flung future by any imagination either.
Although I'm curious because
or what happened to the world? Like, was there a big war to wipe out the mutants, and now the world is kind of like falling behind now? It's like a standstill.
And I'm also curious because part of Wolverine's thing is he has accelerated healing factor, and he was born in the 1800s, which means he ages at a very, very slow rate. So if he is at that point where he's looking haggard and old and has like the graying beard, how far in the future is this film that he is still that old?
Because Logan fought in WW2, so
he fought. I think he fought WW1. Like, yeah, he fought in WW1 for Canada. Woo. I guess, I don't know. But no, like, he's a very old character, so if he is looking that haggard and old with someone who can age that slowly, I cannot imagine how far in the future that film is supposed to be taking place. Which makes me wonder if Professor X really is there, because Professor X would probably have to be in his late hundreds, I think.
Yeah, he would be very old.
Yeah. But no, I think it looks great. I am excited because I feel like the more they do these films, the better they get at doing the Wolverine films. Because the first Wolverine Origins was awful.
It was not good.
The Wolverine wasn't actually too bad. It was okay. It had its moments, but it overall wasn't a bad film.
He fought ninjas.
But this film looks fucking great.
Yeah, this looks really good.
But then again, I could just be fooled by the trailer because that's happened before.
I will miss Hugh Jackman as Wolverine though.
It's funny, like I'm like trying to think of, like, you know, I was thinking, like, I don't know if Hugh Jackman's right for the role, but then at the same time, like, I don't know who else to play Wolverine.
I mean, he was clearly the right guy for the role, but like yeah, I mean, like, as an actor, he probably wants to do something else now. Although he used to say that he would do it until they told him to stop.
Yeah.
Like, but
I would love to see him, like, take a break for a while and then come back at some point. Because I really think if, like, that he, you know,
he's probably tired of being like in such uber good shape all the time. He's like in his 50s. He's like, come on, man.
He's in his 50s and he looks like he's like 20.
Yeah, he's like, fuck that guy. It makes me I'm all fat and stuff and over here.
This is why I don't like superhero films. They all make me feel bad at a genetic level.
Yeah.
And also why I can't watch superhero films. Because now, after watching Doctor Strange, all I want to do is cast magic. That's all I want to do now.
You should never watch The Magicians then.
Yeah, yeah. All I want to do is all the things I see in superhero films. That's all I want to do.
Yeah, I just want to be that guy.
Like when I watch Iron Man, all I want to do is own that suit and just fly around. I don't care about helping people with crime. I just want to fly around in the suit. It probably would help them, because if I have that suit, I can, you know, throw beams at people and punch them really hard, so I probably would help with crime. But I just want to fly around in the suit. And then I'm gonna watch Logan. I'm like, I want to have retractable claws and beat people up and have an accelerated healing factor and be a mutant. I'm just gonna want to be all the things I see on film, and that's the thing I have to deal with. I hurt myself today.
Going back to political real quick, I just saw this. I know, I'm being hypocritical, but I just saw this tweet that someone reposted.
Well, get it out now because, like I said, there's probably not going to be much to talk about today.
It's like this is more like millennial bashing to the nth degree.
Oh, I love millennial bashing
because this once again, like most millennial bashing, this doesn't make any sense. Mm-hmm. The guy, his name is Matt Walsh. You can follow him at Matt Walsh.
Oh, fuck that guy.
He says, 1944, 18-year-old men stormed the beaches of Normandy. 2016, millennials spent 2 days openly weeping because they're sad Trump was elected.
He's also the guy that said in a tweet that if Trump was elected or Trump wasn't elected on November 9th, he was going to grab his musket. And then someone tweeted what
I'm fucking terrified.
And then someone tweeted what that means, and he's like, "Oh, it means I'm gonna, protest." I'm like, "Yeah, because that's what I do with my musket. Yeah. I just hold it while I walk around protesting."
I'm so scared of you and your musket, sir. Honestly, you'll spend 20 minutes to load it, shoot, more likely miss. In the meantime, we'll have beaten the shit out of you
with your musket,
with your own musket. Yeah, like those two comparisons, sir, they make no sense.
Yeah,
they make zero sense.
And then he said after Trump won, he posted a video or an article about people protesting. He's like, "Whiny crybaby, you can't accept that Trump was elected president." I'm like, "Bitch, you were gonna protest if he wasn't elected."
Did you tweet it back at him?
I did. I tweeted. Actually, someone else had tweeted him. Actually, it's funny. Someone tweeted him those two tweets.
Yeah.
And then he tweeted back. He quoted that tweet and then tweeted out to all his followers, saying something like, I'm fine with like civil protest. Grow up." And then he like I told him, I tweeted at him, "You are the fucking Grand Canyon of cognitive dissonance." But yeah, he's the guy who was fine with protesting until Trump won, and then it's bad.
Yeah, then it's bad protesting now.
Yeah, he is his I think his his Twitter handle is Walsh Freedom, I think. At Walsh Freedom. He's just a grade A dipshit, like so many of these Trump supporters. And I know they're not all sexist and racist, and I don't label them that way, but there are more than their fair share of dipshits in that group. And I'm gonna say that right now. I don't care if you disagree with me. Most of them are dumb.
Yeah, most of them are pretty dumb.
Or at the very least, they don't have foresight, or not foresight. They don't have forward thinking in terms of the other things that Trump is going to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I hate that guy. Matt Walsh is just a fucking dipshit. Like, I don't know how else to describe him.
Yeah, he's just a piece of shit.
So outside of that horrible mess, very excited for film.
Yes, there's a lot of good stuff coming out. And also, I meant to bring this up earlier, but like in times like this is when we're going to see our very best art.
Oh, absolutely.
This is like time for artists to step up their game. So we're going to see, ideally, we're going to see a lot of like great writing and photography and painting and drawing coming out of this.
Do you think that's why Ben Affleck's getting so good?
He saw this coming. He's just ahead of the game. Damn him!
It was like the film Reindeer Games where he could see the future, kind of. So he kind of saw the future of this. He's like, I got to prepare. I got to get good.
Prepare. He just watched The Simpsons. Apparently, that's all it took.
But yeah, no, I agree. This is I hate to say it, but I'm excited for what's going to happen in terms of art. I don't like I don't like why it's going to happen, but I am excited to see what comes out art wise, because we are going to get some great writing, some great visual art, and I think it's going to be a good respite for people from the horrible political atmosphere that's going to happen over these next 4 years. Honestly, what I'm more curious about than anything is what Obama is going to do for the rest of his term, because he still has like 70 days as president.
Yep.
I heard he's going to do something to protect Planned Parenthood.
He already did. Planned Parenthood has found permanent funding.
What I've heard is that he signed it law, but it still has to. He signed for it, but it still has to be approved by a couple groups, not Congress, and other groups. But yeah, he's started getting that in motion. So I'm excited that he's doing that, because that thing would be dismantled under a Pence-Trump
Yeah, it's just and for the stupidest possible reasons too. It's
you can't send federal dollars for abortions, which is we don't because of
the
Hyde Amendment.
We don't, but we do send it so that people can get health care.
Yeah, but we can't fund them abortions, Jeff.
We're not funding abortions.
Yeah, but the abortions, Jeff.
The Martians. I'm scared of the Martians too. We found common ground.
But I'm excited about
going there. I want to make sure I own that shit. Manifest destiny all over their Martian asses. Well, what?
Oh, this racism is killing me inside.
It's not racist. They're different. It's not racist. They're Martians.
Speciesism?
It's speciest.
Speciest?
Planetist.
I guess it... Yeah, what would you call that?
Also, they're not even supposed to be there. Our scientists, you just show up, Martians are there, like, hey, our scientists said that you are clearly not supposed to be here. Get the fuck out.
You're not the kind of life we thought was here.
Get out.
That's why I think all the life on Mars, every time they see that rover, they run to the other side of the planet so it never finds them.
Yeah.
They're all there. They just keep moving their society. They're nomads like that.
Yeah. They're just always on the other side of the camera.
Exactly. Oh, man. But no, I'm excited for the future of space travel. Can't wait to get to Mars.
Yes.
If we ever get to Mars. Because I really don't know what Trump's going to do with NASA. I don't know how he feels about NASA, honestly.
I don't know. Like, we never got to there, I guess.
He never mentioned it, so I don't know if he cares enough to dismantle it. But at the same time, like, he wants to pull the money we're contributing to the UN to battle climate change. He wants to pull that out, put that toward infrastructure, which I'm fine with infrastructure. Infrastructure's good. But I'd like to keep the funds going to fight climate change because I like living on this planet.
Yes.
I'd like it to not melt. Cool. Kind of cool with that.
Yeah, I mean, we have many things to look forward to, though. They're mostly in film, but the fight will continue.
Yep. And if you're in the Midwest, you're going to have beachfront property soon.
Yeah, good for you guys.
Yeah, so
I say we have to call it soon though, because it appears that my Skype is not responding and in the process of crashing. It's frozen. I'm surprised it's still working.
Well, that's no good.
Interesting.
Well, on that note, then,
yes.
You have, if you didn't know, you have been listening to A Better Podcast.
The sweet, dulcet tones of A Better Podcast.
With Kenny and Jeff.
I hurt myself
today. Thank you for tuning in, as always. Please like
and subscribe.
Leave us a comment.
Leave us a comment.
Again, I'm 100% serious about this. Tell us why you don't like Ben Affleck.
Tell us why you hate Ben Affleck. You must love the Affleck.
And I'm not concerned if your reason is valid or good. I really want to know why personally you don't like Ben Affleck.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to tell you you're wrong. But
yeah, I mean, you're wrong. But
wrong.
I would like to know.
You're wrong and you're bad and you should feel bad.
Wrong.
No.
No puppet. No puppet.
You're the puppet. You're the puppet. Although now we know for a fact that Russia was dealing directly with the Trump campaign. But in any case...
Oh, man. So, quick side note. I cannot wait to see Russia play him like a fucking fiddle.
Yeah, I don't want them to play him like a fucking fiddle.
I don't either. I mean, at this point, the only solace I get is seeing this blow up in every Trump supporter's face. That's all I've got going for me right now.
Every day I think about how the war with Russia is becoming more and more inevitable.
I feel like I'm soon going to wake up every day like that one scene in the 40-year-old version after the group finds out that Steve Carell's a virgin.
Yeah.
And the night before he's like, "Oh man, they're going to forget about it. It's going to be great." And then he wakes up the next morning. He's like, "Wow, this is bad. This is bad.
This is bad. Bad.
I feel like that's going to be me every morning. Yes. Oh, this is bad. But yes, please subscribe, and again, let us know why you don't like Ben Affleck
or us.
Or us, really. I mean, and you could probably go on for hours, honestly.
Yeah. I mean,
and yes, and really leave any comment in the comments and tell us what's good about the show, what's bad, and again, if there's anything you want us to talk about that you think would be neat to get our perspective, please leave that in the comments. Yes. And please subscribe to our Facebook page. I promise that will be updated eventually. And like us on Twitter. The Twitter handle and the Facebook page are in the description. And
but it's,
again,
spoilers, a better podcast.
It is at a better podcast because you are at a better podcast. And thank you once again for tuning in. And I hope that you guys will tune in for the next show. And I promise, no more politics. Unless Trump dies. Because I think that's a story that we should talk about.
So much more fun stuff to talk about.
Yes. So yes, the next episode, because you stuck through this and listened to our bullshit about politics, we will have fun. We will do a fun thing for you guys.
Yes.
Yes. And on that note, good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.